In this episode of Go Fast Brett, I'm going to show you how to do adjustable dose. Now, first things first, let me get this out of the way. Now, dose or compressor surge or flutter or pigeon or whatever you want to call it is not what a blow-off valve is designed to do. A blow-off valve is designed to prevent that noise from happening. So what I'm about to show you is kind of off-label use for a blow-off valve. But of course, a lot of people like that fluttering sound, so I'm going to show you how you can get that and how you can actually adjust it. So to start off with, I've got a 2004 WRX. Now, I have fitted a very dodgy pod filter here because the factory intake is really muffled and you can't hear any induction noise or flutter even if you can create it. So by putting a pod filter on there, we can hear the induction noise, and when we make some compressor surge or dose, you'll be able to hear that too. Now, second thing, I have a GFB response valve here. Now, the reason I'm using this valve is because it has the adjustable venting bias. So it has one outlet that vents to atmosphere and one outlet that recirculates the air the same as the factory one does. Now, of course, by adjusting this ring here, I can change how much air goes out through either of those outlets. So, of course, normally when you vent to atmosphere or recirc, the valve blows off and it is designed to prevent compressor surge. But in this case, what we're going to do is remove the trumpet, and I'm going to use this adjustment feature to adjust my dose using this. So now what I've done, I've plugged off the atmosphere venting side of the valve. So with this adjustment, I'm effectively now changing how much air the valve will actually vent in total. So if I turn the adjustment all the way to atmosphere, of course it's going to be hitting the plug and we'll vent no air and we'll get compressor surge. If I dial it back towards recirc, then the valve's going to be recirculating and we've got no dose. Now, one thing to keep in mind, the sound that you get when the turbo compressor surges does change between cars. Now, Subarus, with the turbos they use and the small volume of the factory intercooler, they don't make the same sort of sound that, say, a 200SX or a Skyline will make when it compressor surges. The noise that you get when you block off the blow-off valve is pretty much determined by the intercooler and the turbo and the engine. So let's go and see what that sounds like. So first of all, we'll see what it sounds like with the plug in and the valve set to full atmosphere. If I dial that back to full recirc, I'll put the trumpet back on there. So there you go. It's pretty straightforward. By blocking off the blow-off valve, you prevent it from venting air, which creates the compressor surge sound, if you want that sound. Now, as I said before, this is not something that I recommend. It does place extra loads on the turbo thrust bearings, and of course you do so at your own risk. It is unlikely to cause any catastrophic failure to the turbo straight away. There's lots of people that have been doing it for many years without damaging turbos. So if you must have the dose sound, then that is how you go about it.